Hi friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel. So today in this video, I will discuss the TCS NQT 2026 coding questions which was asked on today's shift, that is first shift. So earlier also we have provided you the questions for the previous shift. So before moving to this, must go through the shift's questions. Okay. So this means talking a little bit more about this shift. So this shift was quite easy and I can say one of the most easiest shift of this year 2026. So पहला शिफ्ट का क्वेश्चंस क्या था, जस्ट गो थ्रू इट देन यू विल गेट क्लियर आइडिया. ओके, सो लेट मी डिस्कस द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. व्हाट वाज दैट? सो द प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट वाज you were given an integer n which will represent the minimum charge required for laptop to work. Okay, so first of all we have to take a integer n, then you have to take an array of integer representing the charge applicable in each laptop, and simply you have to take an array and which will denotes the charge applicable to each laptop. Okay, and first will be the minimum charge. Now your task is simple, just you have to count how many laptops have charge greater than equal to 1. सो क्वेश्चन जस्ट सिंपल था, मीन सिंपली आपको एक n इंटीजर लेना था इनपुट जो कि डिनोट करेगा मिनिमम चार्ज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर लैपटॉप टू वर्क, एंड देन आपको एक एरे लेना है एंड जस्ट यू हैव टू अप्लाई दिस कंडीशन दैट count how many laptops have charge greater than equal to n. So first of all I will suggest just pause the video and try to solve by yourself, and make sure to write the code from scratch including the library and all those, because in NQT this will be the format. Okay, सो भाई आपको अभी से जिनका भी एग्जाम फर्दर है देन यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस बाय योरसेल्फ. ओके, डोंट यूज एनी व्हाट कैन आई से inbuilt function method, or don't practice on lead code and other stuff. Try to practice on the notepad or any online compiler where you have to write the code from scratch. So input format n, then you have to take the array and minimum charge required, that is n, and ai will denotes the charges for each laptop. So simply you have to basically output the number of laptops that can work. Single integer you have to just give it output. For example, let me consider the example that we are taking 5. So here the minimum charge required is 5. Now you have to take the array which will denotes the charge required for each laptop and count the conditions. Just you have to apply this condition that charge greater than equal to n. So these are the charges. Now you have to just see that how many number of charges which is greater than equal to 5. So obvious, you can clearly visualize that the element which is at index 2 and 3 is greater than 5. So 6 and 7 will be answer. So count will be 2. So this is a simple explanation. Just go through it because 6 and 7 are greater than equal to 5. So question कोई ज़्यादा difficult नहीं है. That's why I'm not going in detail. So just go through it. Now let me discuss the solution. So here just I'm including the iostream vector using namespace standard, taking the n which will denote the minimum charge required and vector int ARR and taking the value x. Now I will just take the input until end, or you can basically define the size, that depends on you. So if you haven't gone through our video related to input scenario, I will suggest just search here that how to take input, and there I have basically discussed the 4 category of the taking input. Okay, almost I think more than 5,000 students have gone through this video, and just go through both this video, how to take input in string and how to take input in array. So this will, you will get clarity how to take input. Okay, so here I'm taking the input until the end. So while c in x, just I'm pushing those elements and count equal to 0, then I equal to 0 to I less than error dot size. Just I will apply the condition. Simple एक वही आपको loop लगा के just आपको condition check करना होगा and you will get the answer. So if error I greater than equal to n, count plus plus and see out count. So this was quite easier questions. Then friend, those who are saying ना भैया this year this will be the digital or there will be prime, so बहुत difficult question है, ऐसा नहीं है. One question you will sure get the easy questions which you will able to solve. Okay, so must maintain how many number of test cases you have passed and basically how much number of questions you have solved in Apti. Okay, because Apti for this particular shift, Apti will play a critical role in your selection. Okay, so focus on Aptitude, that is numerical ability, verbal reasoning, and if you need any preparation material, just join our WhatsApp Telegram group. I've already shared you free preparation material, this you can say, for the NQT and other. Okay, so just go through it, and we also provided that dedicated interview support too. Okay, so if you need any, means if you have been selected for any interview and want to schedule, just fill our form for the mock interview. You will get the complete guidance from us, and we'll provide you the feedback and resume review, which will basically increase your chances in selection. So let me run this code in the compiler. Same things, whatever things I have discussed, just I'm writing here, and let me run this. So what I will take, first of all, I have to take the minimum charge required. Let me check. Let me take the minimum charge, that is 5, and let me take the array. So any value I can take 4, 7, 8, 9, and 1. So can you give me the answer? How many numbers of elements are greater than 5? So yeah, you can clearly visualize 7, 8, 9. So it should give the value as 3. Okay, so I think I am missing something. Yeah, while n. So we have to basically here, I have to press Control Enter. Just you have to basically clear this. Why I'm facing this issue now? Because here you can see while C in X means it will take the value at infinite time. So that depends on you. But if you will change this logic, then you will get clarity. Okay. So friends, for the time being, since there our compiler, online compiler will not execute this code and they are giving segmentation fault. So I'm just using the inbuilt or hard coded input here. So I have taken the value and here the minimum charge is 5. So how many number of values are greater than 5? That is 7 and 6. So we will get the count as 2. Let me run this and yeah, you are getting the value as 3. Why? Because yeah, I am applying a condition greater than or equal to, so 5 is also equal to 5, so this will give the 3 value. So that is quite simpler questions. And let me discuss the Java and Python solutions. So if you want to optimize, then you can optimize in this bit too. Now let me discuss the Java. I think I haven't mentioned, so I will provide the PDF. Okay, here Java is also quite simple. Just you have to take the input using scanner class and take the input and check the same logic. Okay, just run the loop and check the logic, will get, and I'll provide the complete solution there, no need to worry. Now let me move to the second questions. This was also not much that easy, but little bit you can say tricky questions. So what was the question? Happy sad state simulation. So you are given an integer n representing the number of people initially in the happy state. Okay, so you have to basically take an integer n and which will denotes the number of people's initially happy states. And each iteration, people transition between the states according to the following rule. So they have given some rule. So from happy state, 70% becomes sad and 30% remain happy. From sad state, 50% remain sad and 50% become happy. So these are the conditions they apply. You have to just use the logic of this. So initially happy equal to n and sad equal to 0. Now your task is to simulate this process for 4 iteration and print the final number of peoples in happy state and sad state. So I will suggest just pause this video, take the screenshot of the questions and try to solve. Okay, this is just again using the loop and logical questions, not that much hard. So for example, here I am taking the single integer, means what is the input format? You have to take a single integer n where n denotes the initial number of happy people, and output format is just print two values, final happy and final sad. So just constraint these are the given. For example, input equal to 100, then output is getting we are here final happy as 36.5625 and sad which is 63.43, this one. So explanation, just go through it. We apply the transition 4 times using this value. Okay, so new happy equal to 0.3 into happy plus 0.5 into sad, and new sad 0.7 into happy plus 0.5 into sad. So friends, why I'm using here 0.3 and 0.5 here? Because they clearly mentioned in the previous conditions that, yeah, you can just go through the questions. What they've said that for the first condition, 70% becomes sad and 30% remains happy. So 70% means 0.7 and 30% means 0.3. If you will consider 1 as 100%, then this will be the condition. For sad state, 50% means 0.5 into 0.5. So just the same things I am applying here in the code. So 0.3 into happy plus 0.5 into sad, and for new sad 0.7 into happy plus 0.5 into sad. So this is the condition I am applying here, and now just updating the happy to new happy and sad to new sad. So just the simple things I am applying here. So tricky why I'm saying, just you have to think this percentage scenario. Okay, so numerical aptitude भी आप देख रहे हैं आपका जरूरत पड़ जा रहा है. So these are the things. Now coming to the Java solutions. So before Java solution, let me run this code so that you will get the clarity. Okay, so I have again opened the online compiler. So here you have to just take the sheen, the happy value, and you have to basically just run this code. Okay, so let me check what was the input in our scenario. So input was 100 and we should get the corresponding value. So I'm taking the input 100. So yeah, we are getting the corresponding value 41 and 58. So just go through it. I think there is slight changes here output. Okay, so you can just correct it. Now friends, coming to the Java solution. So same things I'm doing here, taking the input scanner system.in and double sad equal to 0 and I equal to 0 to I less than 4. Why I'm using here 4? Because in the question they have clearly mentioned that you have to go, you have to repeat this process 4 number of times, isn't it? 4 iteration you have to simulate this process and you have to basically get the final happy and final sad value there. So just same things, happy new happy equal to 0.3 into happy plus 0.5 into sad, and double new sad equal to 0.7 into happy and 0.5 into sad. So friends, just go through the PDF which I will provide you, and you will get the clarity. It is not that much hard questions. Python, you can go through it, same things I'm doing here. Just here I'm using the range 4, means still here in the means what we do in C++ for loop, and but here we will use range. So the same things I'm doing. So these were the quite easier questions and easiest shift were there. So must comment here how many of the question you able to pass. And friends, if you need any uh, this material, then you can just subscribe us, and we regularly post lots of important job update in my YouTube channel. So you can subscribe us and keep applying for off campus drive. मिलते हैं next video में. Thank you.